Sage One here. I do apologize. I accidentally hit the wrong button there, and oh boy. Well, it's a thing. It's a thing. We are, of course, still doing some Midwestern Minecraft. I I hate it when I push the wrong button and um well, let's just say things just got screwed up and blah blah blah. So, um, I'm not going to worry too much about that first little boo boo bit. Um, what I was trying to do was show you guys what I was trying to get up here to the top of the thing so we could continue to do our work on the item sorter. But of course, like I said, I pushed that I boo booed, pushed the wrong frickin' button, and I hate it when I manage to push the wrong frickin' button and just go. Okay, so let's see. We're after our mob drops. So there's those. More mob drops. So string. I don't really want to set up magma cream. Gosh darn. I cannot make up my mind, guys. Probably what I'll do is yeah, I'll set up the magma cream with the with the slime balls. There we go. I'll set up the rabbit hide with the I need to get that. We'll also do blaze powder, so I mean blaze run. We'll put the blaze powder. I can go do some blaze hunting over in the nether, of course. I got more bookshelves up here. Oh, just keep finding more stuff to worry about. I have to set up sea lanterns, dirt, and rods, and iron bars, and candles. Already got brick. Steak and metric tons of copper. An idea. Oh, I have to get all this stuff down there? Oh, jeez. Uh, okay. Yep. That's the way to put it, Burbles. That's the way to put it. Like I said, me hitting the wrong button stuff. Just, yeah. Just trying to work on the item sorter and blah, 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 blah. And alright, so. Jeez, freaking Louise. Sorry if I seem a little dejected here, guys. Just, trying to get all this stuff done and having buttons and blah 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 blah. Okay. Which we'll do. And okay, let's see here. Put all our mob drops right here. So that we have them on site. Alright, a sec here, guys. Pull chat mod back up. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. There we go. Alright. So let's see here. Just trying to get a quick idea of stuff. Let's go top side again. We'll also, oh, that's an idea. Sure, I got, I'll get some torches from the, and we'll also check on the smelter. See how the smelter is doing. Ah. Oh. Oh. So I can see. Got a couple things there. I won't worry about pulling up any coal or coal blocks, but what I do want, torches. And then quickly mute myself right there on the desktop. So as that, excuse me, don't have the headphones users get blown out. Dispatch our minecart there. Yeah, obviously I did not extend out far enough. been thinking of all this oak fence I have ripped out of abandoned mine shafts. I'm thinking that I'm just going to use it at some point to just as fuel. Just use it as bloody fuel. Let's see what we want. Get the chains. Get the chains too. And a honeycomb. Count that as mob drops too. What I think we'll do for some, we can actually probably make up some more iron bars now that we can now that the recipe exists. All right. Ow. Oh, almost went the wrong way, tree. All right. So, what we're going to do here I really screwed myself up with that. Mom drops. Dum dum. One thing too many. Of course. So what we'll do now, that we have done some correction from some of the stuff we have made for the boo-boos, we will now start to do some stuff. So we'll do now, let's see here. We'll put the activator rails. Let's see, make up some more doors and what I'm going to do, let's see here. We have to go get some more, visit some of our birch friends and do stuff there with them. We'll do. We'll put our iron doors and all that in there. I have some oak over here somewhere. Thought I had more than that. Okay, then let's see here. I'm going to put these activator rails, basically combine in some stuff there. So now we'll do. There we go. Honestly, thought I was extending it enough. Obviously not. Obviously not. Nowhere near enough. Let's do. Oh, we can put those buttons over there. Wait, did I? Let's put the buttons right there. Actually, we have these the iron stuff be sorted in with the right after the metals. So let's go ahead here. We'll put in glass as next. Yeah, it's so I'm not the part we already did, which was installing all this stuff right in here and starting to organize it. I'm not going to worry about trying to, like I said, put that in because, like I said, it is just yeah. So what I'm gonna have to do is like I said, I'm gonna have to figure out here how much farther we need to go. So there are wooden products next. So I'm not gonna worry about the sticks. They can stay put, and then we'll be able to start doing in the mob drops here. That right there, tree. You're being a dum dum. Hate when I do that. Okay. That's chest. Item frame, dark oak sun. Chest. Item frame, dark oak sun. Dark oak ladder. How? Where am I messed up? Chest. Chest. Item frame. Item frame. Dark oak sun. Dark oak sun. Dark oak. Dark oak ladder. Ladder and sugarcane. Ladder and sugarcane. Oh, that's why. That's why I did it. Forgot to do that. All right. we go. Thank you. Lead args. Dark oak. Dark oak sun. And of course, forgot to do that. All right. So, yeah, like I said, I originally did want to do some redstoning, but at the same time, the desire to push down is strong. So let's see here. What we can do is let us work smarter, not harder. What we can do in this... Oh, wait, did I remember? Tree almost done goofed again. He almost forgot Glowy Glow. No. Thank you. He almost forgot Glowy Glow. Well, as I was trying to say... Let's go ahead here and make sure we get the backside pushed over too, so... Actually, let's leave the sea lanterns right where they are. That'll be one less thing to have to move. Oh, wait, did I? Wait. Let's go get some of this other stuff here. My thing over yonder. My pickaxe. Hey, Lil, how you doing? Welcome to the drama. Yes. Yeah, this is the item sorter, and I've had a bit of a technical difficulty on stream today, and thing of it is, I much prefer doing my organizing myself, and so yeah, this the space right here from the edge of that stone brick right here to right there, that is the most recent expansion of the item sorter. Guess what? It's nowhere near enough. Nowhere bloody near enough. Why? Because I still have mob drops to chuck into this darn thing. As well as metal and other stuff. So, yeah. Oh, trust me, I can very much have problems. Can very, very much have problems. So let's see here. Let's organize the hot stuffing out of this stuff. Yes, yes, that they are. So we first have leather from the cow farm. So let's see. We'll first have. Let's put in string. And we'll put in wool. Let's actually put in feathers next. Where's the ink? Where was that ink? There's the ink. Spooderas. Make sure we get arrows in. Bonds. Look at the bonds. Blaze rods. Fun powder. Darn it. There, you stupid thing. Okay, let's make life easy. I just hate having to think about this more after the pushing wrong buttons and all that. So bones, bone meal, bone blocks, then a little bit of all those. Let's actually flip the pearl. Don't forget rotten flesh. I got spider eyes. Okay, that will do for that. this stuff here pre-booped out. Now that I have a place to put all this stuff, or at least some of this stuff. Paper. Bookshelves. There we go. All right. Ooh. Oh, there we go. Duh. And ladders. Chests. Yeah. Come on, give me. Come on. Set that guy there. Okay. No, I did not want you there. I want you right over here. Ah! I'll try to put all these guys right down. Come on, right down here. So what I'm going to do is to help organize this absolute poop show of a thing. Is we're going to organize the chests going this way, layer by layer. So we'll have 9 on the top row here, then 9 on the top row, then begin the second row. So, yeah. Yeah, well, you see, I'm just right now what I'm trying to do, Lil, is figure out how I want my stuff to go. So, basically, as said, this little bit right here represents the most recent extension of the item sorter. All right, but even this bit that you see is not enough. I, at minimum, have to include via these 2 chests that I've just placed here, the mob drops, which I'm sorting, and then I have to include my metals. Copper, gold, and iron. I'm going to have to include the fragments for each, and then we'll be starting iron, gold, and copper is what I'm thinking. So we have to do iron stuff for iron. We have the iron nuggets, iron ingots, iron blocks, gold nuggets, gold ingots, gold blocks. Then going to copper, we have to do copper nuggets, ingots, blocks, then waxed and unwaxed beyond that. Because, we have like cut wax stuff right there. And the reason I'm doing all this is because I want to determine where in the bloody blazes, on the backside at least, the back of the smelter is going to be, so is that wherever it is it's going to be, I can, have... Yeah, that's okay, it's okay. It's just that, I overthink things, and it's in my nature to overthink. So, basically, I need to know how much farther do I have to go. And, yeah, I also have to have dirt, too, duh. And, so basically, I have to figure out, basically, how much farther do I have to go, plus one more block in this direction, do I have to go in order to be able to get a middle access point? Because if I can, for example, approximately right here, be able to go, have a small entryway, like I have right over here. I have a little entryway, go be able to duck in, but instead of having, a wall, have, rows of hoppers to either side, but be able to duck in and come in through the middle to a ladder that'll, be wherever it is down there, and plus all the way wherever the new end will be, we'll be able to have that quick, easy access. So that is why I am trying to figure out. We also need to remember steak, food. We won't worry about other stuff. Let's see. So yeah, basically I am determining. Let's see. Need to leave one for bone meal, and then that'll be bone blocks. That. This. That. This. That. Then. Leave that guy there. Steak. Sticks. So, okay, let's see. So, the metal stuff I was yammering about earlier. Sounds like the oxidal, wherever it is in the water pool nearby, is. Oh, jeez, I forgot about that. Okay, I'm here. All right. Okay. Chest. Let's see. Iron. Quickly make up a few more blocks here. what, we'll just do sort of U-turn here. Oop. You know what? Just realized that need to bump these guys over a little bit because I want to have those guys there. I'm going to put these into the overflow chest. All right. So we're going to put in, it's actually, yeah, that'll do. We'll the empty spot there between the chiseled copper, the wax chiseled copper, the stake. We're going to have that be wheat. Actually, we don't need that. Now let's think about it. No, let's. Okay, catch principle. Keep it simple, stupid. So let's quickly go ahead here. We're going to go back downstairs. Well, we first got to go up to go down. We'll first head back over to the sugarcane farm. And why did I go to the left when I should have gone to the Ralph? Why did I take a Louis when I meant to take a Ralph E? Of course, I gotta go get all my equipment now that I left over here before we had all the stuff. Let's see, what time is it? I know that we had the what's it boo boo glitch. I'm still thinking we need to have to go take a break. So unless I got a ton of paper down here. A sec here. I'm going to quickly reinsert all this stuff. Let me push the correct button here. Desktop mute. Continue to make sure we drain out the system here. This is why I love having a sugarcane farm, because we can have the collection be automated. I'd rather not bust out headphones users' ears with this sort of thing. It's I've got my sound on, and boy, is it annoying. But I would rather be a annoyed sort of thing. Noisy noise, an oyster sort of thing. Rather than put you guys through it. Yeah? All done in survival. Been like 3 years. Over 3 years, I know for sure that for sure, Lil. All survival. 2, 3, 4. Let that thing do its thing. Climb the ladder. And it's just me. This single player. Oh, hello. And yeah, it's like I said, it's just been me. I said I just wish I was far more financially secure than I am to be able to do this, do a lot more stuff full time. Said, don't go that way, tree. Don't be a dum-dum. But alas, as is usual, my investments are not there yet. My investments are not there. They are nowhere near being able to do stuff. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna go ahead here and just take care of putting this stuff away. Let's see, there's the glowstone. Boom, boom. There's bone block. Bone meal. Did get glass in here, right? Yeah, we did. Okay. All right. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead here, guys. Let's take, despite the fact that the restart was almost an hour ago, we're still going to, because we worked like 50 minutes before that, we're going to go ahead here and let's take a break so as that I can go clear the canopy somewhat so as that I can be able to do more stuff. So, yeah, guys, let's go ahead and everybody stand up, stretch, get something to eat, get something to drink, use the restroom. I'll see y'all here in a few minutes. Okay, guys, tree is back. Let's go ahead here. We'll pull the game back up. There. All right, so it is now time to make calculations. So, thank you there, Lil. Much appreciates that. So, what we're going to do now is, let's see, that is 9, 27. Because, 9 times 3 is 27. Plus 3, plus 5 is 32. So, we're going to have to go out. I want to have four additional blocks, at least, for all the rando stuff. That we are going to have in the system. So, plus so that's going to be 36 blocks. And as I think about it, I am going to want to separate these into two little vaulted sections. So we're going to, so it's, like I said, 36 blocks minimum. That's to get us to desired capacity. So been thinking is that I do want this right here to be in the middle. So that's going to be 39 blocks. So if we take it up, and then if we add another thing to have 5 instead of 4, we'll just need 4. So we're going to need to move from our far wall right over here. We are going to need to move 40 frickin' blocks, which is, of course, not going to necessarily be easy, but it is doable. So, let us whip out our pickaxe. Let's see, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Every 5th block, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we'll have that there, so I can have a double check. So yeah, we'll be going out 40 blocks. We'll have the 36 we'll need, plus the 3. Oh wait, we'll actually need more than that because we'll need the other thing. So we'll have the 36, the block, the 39 for the middle. We'll need 3, 36, plus another 3. So that's I'm just double checking the math here. 42. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hello there. 10. Hello there, Lapis. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, torch. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, torch, that's 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, iron, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, torch, 41, 42. All right, so let us perform the OCD test. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. We are mathematically on point. Huzzah. All right, so now what we'll do is we will take this up to this level right there. That way, I will have room to be able to start doing stuff for installing stuff. So what I will do, if possible, no guarantees, I will try, or Yoda would say, try not, do, or do not. There is no try. I will try to, tomorrow, try to do another stream, if possible. I do not guarantee. Like I said, work has been such a pain in the posterior this week. And last week I was on vacation. I've heard, from some of my coworkers, was things just happened at work, getting this my store ready for spring sales and all that. And just basically my coworkers had to deal with a lot of BS, is the way to put it. Or as I like to say, they had to deal with a lot of donkey dung. Had to deal with a lot of frickin' donkey dung. So, obviously I won't be able to do much between hopefully being able to stream tomorrow and once we get done with this little bit. Probably be just a little bit of cleanup before I go to bed. As I said, part of me really, really wishes I could have my investments literally pay for my income, but it's unfortunately not a thing. Copper and coal. More lapis. Ah. Get something to drink there, guys. Now, what we'll do, we're going to do this smartly. We are going to do this smartly. What we'll do, I just did a staycation for my vacation. I did go to a local museum. They have that I hadn't been to in a while, and I got to see it. They've got one of their they've got a visiting exhibit going on, sort of thing, and let's see here. See, this is -36 on the x-axis, so. Yeah, they have one of these. They have a revolving um, exhibition sort of thing, and they were just doing some stuff on Midwestern history and all that, and I just hadn't been to this museum in a while, and so I went there, and there was what was for me a restaurant I'd never been to, but somebody I know says, "Oh, Tree, you need to go. You need to go. They've got some real good stuff." And I was like, I think I'll go. So yeah, it was a simple little walk down from the museum. It was like 3, maybe 4 blocks. It was 3 or 4 blocks, something like that. It wasn't too far, not too far. And an easy walk. I could park at the museum, and I checked with them and was like, "Hey, I'm going to be coming in to take a," I checked in with the people there. I was like, "Hey, I'm going to be coming in to see the exhibit, but I want to go get something to eat first, so that way I don't feel like I'm hungry." So and then they said, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, that's okay, that's okay. We have people do that all the time." And so it was just covered, some of the history of the Midwest, like settlement and you know, agriculture and industry, how things have changed over the years. And it was fun. It was fun. I said, me, myself, I am a devotee of history, so getting the chance to refamiliarize myself with some Midwestern history was, for me at least, a little more than a little bit, very much appreciated. So, check this 36. One more block. There we go. Irons. We need the irons. Yeah, so I spent a fair amount of time sleeping little, so and I know I could have done. I've really been hoping. I've been hoping to get in more stream time, but it was one of these things. I just needed the sleep. Ooh, that sounds like fun. Oh, hello. That sounds like a whole lot of fun. Now, I know that for my next vacation, which I have put in for at work, um, I just gotta wait for it to get approved, of course, from work. Is I'll be going again for the third year in a row now. I'll be going back to Colorado. I'm planning on driving, so I'm gonna have to make sure that well, sometime in about the week. What I'm not gonna place reservations for anything until I know for sure that I have my stuff. But um, yeah, like I said, I want to go back to Colorado and get some more stuff off of my bucket list from there. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, it's basically, I just need to make sure that the tree mobile is taken into the shop, to say, hey, it's I'm going to be going on a vacation to Colorado. It's going to be a very much a multi-hundred-mile trip there and back, both directions. Is going to be definitely multi-hundred miles. So it's gosh darn, what's I forget the name of the group. It's I would walk 500 miles, and then I would walk 500 more. It's sort of like that, I only for me it'd be I drive 500 miles and then I drive 500 more just to be able to go do thing. And there we go. And look, we made it. We made it. So, um, hopefully, as said, we'll get to do. We'll hopefully get to do some stuff different. But for this episode, we'll finish up tunneling this stuff, burrowing this stuff out, and yeah. Yeah. Doing a long trip can be at times excruciating. So, um, the first time back 2 years ago now, 2024, when I went to Colorado but the first time by myself, it was very first time got to go through Colorado and all that. It was many moons ago with the Tree Scouts. But that was, of course, with the Tree Scouts. So this was my first thing. As I told the story back just over a year and a half ago, it'll be 2 years this June. I was I was like an hour out from Denver, something like that. Oh, is it? It is time to go make a deposit. Time to make a deposit. Let's see here. I walk right by it. There it is. There you are. I'm just gonna, for the moment at least, we're just gonna chuck everything in here. I can worry about sorting stuff out later. I was on Interstate 70 about an hour out from or something like that. Yeah, it was Interstate 70, an hour out from Denver, and I was like, oh my god, it feels like it's still, I got like 5 hours to go, even though it's going to be about an hour. And part of me was still so tempted to turn back, and I was like, no, you've been bragging to family and coworkers and friends about doing this. Do it. Go out. Go to Denver. So I just finally made that final push. And glad I did. But that final push. And so last year when I went to Durango, which was even, I had to take a more awkward way to get there. And then had to do far more of U.S. highways and state highways sort of thing. Then, like 2024, when I had a decent chunk of interstate. Of course, I still had to do other highways as well. But yeah, it was like it's a good thing for my first personal trip to Colorado by myself. It's a good thing I didn't try going all the way to Durango from Treelandia. And excuse me, it gave me the idea of what it was like to travel by myself. And it's, I part of me really wishes I had second somebody, with me to be able to be in part be a co-pilot, but also be that backup driver. It's like, okay, other person, tree is tired of driving. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That is. I have had between the Tree Scouts and Tree Family. I can vouch for that. I can vouch for that entirely. Is that it's the journey that is part of the fun. Is that it's not just merely getting to, for example, Durango or Denver or wherever it is you're going from wherever your home is. Is it's the journey, and like I said, I know I'm planning. Like I said, I'm going back again to Colorado this year. I'm not going to Durango because, well, I've already done that once, and I just need a year or two or three or however many it's going to be before I next go there. But I'm going to be going to Colorado Springs. There's which is an hour south of Denver ish on I-25, and basically just going to be doing some train stuff in there, and then I'm gonna work my way up to Denver, get myself some stuff along the way, back to Denver, and all that. But yeah, it is definitely take your time sort of thing, and you know, one of the things when it comes to road trips, little, and this is of course out of extensive personal experience, is make sure you have time for rest stops. Whether it's, if whatever highway, interstate, U.S. highway, or um, whatever highway mode of transportation you're taking, make sure to have that time for rest stops. Because getting out, having the chance to, at, say, a town, or if the highway you're traveling along happens to have some sort of rest stop. And I've been able to have trips with that. Rest stops, but also having to, stop at whatever wide spot in the road is. That chance to, get out of the car for a little bit. I have wished I could have take a Amtrak to Denver. Unfortunately, it would really be a hassle to have to travel by Amtrak to Denver when it is far more direct to travel by interstate. Of course, back in the day, the railroads connected everything. And this was, of course, before before the railroads gave up passenger service, or most of the railroads, and in the late 60s, early 70s, gave up passenger rail service. Oh yeah, yeah. It's I could it would take a little bit of planning on my part, but I think I could probably, I could. It wouldn't be too hard for me to reach um an Amtrak station for me here in Treelandia, and then be able to say, okay, if I want to get to insert point, what would I have to do that? Yeah, that's part of that's the part of the thing. It can be expensive, and for me, going from Treelandia to Denver, I would literally need to go out of my way to use Amtrak. It's far more direct to take highways. It's far more direct to take the highways. So, I wish there was a more direct rail path to to Denver from Treelandia, but alas, unfortunately, that is not the case. So, part of me is sad, but I've done a little, just a smidge of looking myself to see what I could potentially do, and I have it would take a little bit of planning and money to do such, but yeah, yeah. Well, you see, I am the one. I love to plan to the nth degree when it comes to a trip. And one of the things I very quickly learned, and I sort of on my first trip to Denver 2 years ago now. It'll be 2 years, as I said, 2 years this coming June. Is I planned for when I was building up my plan. So I would the way I sort of built my plan was sort of a general path, as it were. So, for example, in June 2024, this was the week before Father's Day. So I left. So Tuesday was my transit day from Treelandia to Denver, and like I said, that was a multi-hour trip, very long day. I didn't leave, at the crack of dawn sort of thing. I left mid-morning, and I got there fairly late evening, very early night sort of thing. Finally got to my hotel. When I finally got there, I was like, ah, sort of thing. But for that was Tuesday. So Wednesday was the trip to the Georgetown and the Georgetown Loop. So I planned for that one was the plan for that one was um, to let's see here. Let's use Philstone there. Basically, went through with Georgetown. Um, using the Georgetown Loop Railroad. That was the main event. And I chose the 1 p.m. ride because that was the last for that particular. It was also a 3 o'clock ride, but you couldn't do a mine tour at the old silver mines that were to the in the generally westerly direction from Georgetown, that were accessible by the Georgetown Loop Railroad. And basically, I wanted to make sure I wanted to have a mine tour because I'd never been in a former silver mine. I had, there's several times where I've been underground, IRL, but I wanted a for real experience of a former mine, especially, since I play Minecraft and, mining is a significant part of the game. Anyhoozle, that's why I chose the 1 o'clock ride, because that would permit me to do the mine tour and all that. And so Wednesday was Georgetown Day, as said. And so that is why I went through and had, in the morning, basically get to Georgetown from my hotel. Oh, hello, water. Hello, water. Oh, more iron. Okay. So yeah, it's so I planned on for the morning part of the day to go take a look around Georgetown and see what there was to see. See what historical sites I could visit, and that's what I did. I visited the Hotel de Paris. I went to the Happy Cooker, and for lunch, and then of course I went to. Finally, got to go down to the Georgetown Loop itself, and of course that was a short little train ride up the thing. I hate when I do that. I hate when that happens. And let's see. And but yeah, that was fun getting to just poke around town for a little bit, go to the visitor center, and then poke around town. As said, so let's see. This should be. Yeah, just wanted to make sure that I was keeping myself where I wanted to be. So then, of course, after the mine tour and all that, and the ride, went back home, got myself some dinner, and went from there. And then Thursday, that was the arc into downtown Denver. Went first to the Forney Museum of Transportation, famous, of course, for its car collection. But they also have a Union Pacific Big Boy number 4005. And as I was visiting some of the rail equipment, I was speaking to one of the volunteers, and he said, "Yeah, it's like if you're a rail enthusiast, you need to make sure you go down, head further into downtown for Denver Union Station because." Of course, back in the day, it was, Union Station for several of the railroads that came through town or originated in town. And it's instead of having the building be demolished, it was essentially saved by community effort and reborn. And so you need to go check it out. It's like, well, thank you for the advice. I think I'll do that. The original plan was just to sort of, once I'd gotten my fill of Forney, work my way down toward Great Divide Brewing, which I had found out through a local liquor store here in Treelandia some years ago back when I worked at the grocery store. There we go. When I worked at the grocery store, and so originally it was just sort of going to meander my way through toward their original location for Great Divide, their original brewing location on Arapahoe. I forget what the cross street is off the top of my canopy, but I know it's on Arapahoe. So and it was sort of, I would have to do a little bit of a double back to get to Great Divide, their original location, but I was like, yeah, as I went and looked at stuff, I was like, yeah, you know what? It's a train station. It'll be worth it. And it's like, oh, and parking down there in downtown Denver is like, oh my God, this is freaking horrendous. Absolutely freaking horrendous. So yeah, that's went to that. Finally got myself parked. Went into Denver Union Station. And instead of taking my original sort of meandering route, I went and did that, and I was like, it was worth it. It was worth it. So I just sort of poked around um, that area a little bit, and went from there to Great Divide. So it was once I got all that done, and had the tour there, and then went home. Then Friday was a visit to Colorado School of Mines, where, of course, Heiss and some of his friends have been through. Visited their Earth Sciences Museum. Then went on to the Colorado Railroad Museum for itself. Yeah. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. You see, the parking garage that I got to park at for Denver Union Station was like 5 blocks away, I think. Something like that. It was like, or was it 4? I think it was, yeah, I think it was 4. It was like 1 block to Wincoop Street and then like 3 blocks over to the actual station itself, the actual building itself. And, so yeah, I was like, oh my God, this is a bloody nightmare trying to park. So it was, it was worth the trouble, but it still was like, I wanted to tear my canopy out. It's not that I haven't done that sort of thing before. It's just like, ah! So yeah, so Friday, I just went to Colorado School of Mines, got to visit their Earth Sciences Museum. That was a lot of fun. I got to see some interesting geological features and all that, from specialized, of course, in a lot of the mining history of Colorado, and there's a lot of assorted rocks of various types and all that. So, all right, there we go. Excuse me, but it felt good. Anyhoozle, let's get this stuff all dumped in here. So then, after, of course, I actually had they had one of their I think it was Miners Market, as I remember, is one of their lunchroom facilities, and that's where I went to have something to eat, because I figured, might as well, while I'm here on the campus, see what they got to eat. And it was, it's a little bit of very much like a restaurant sort of thing. And let's see here, I'm looking for calcite. Hello. Yeah, I have got many things in mind as to what I want to see. There is when I'm going to be in Colorado Springs, which, like I said, is an hour-ish drive south of Denver. The big, um, there are several big things that I want to go see. Let me get you some linkages here so I make sure to point you in the right direction. Going to be, in terms of rail experiences, because, of course, Tree likes trains. I'm going to be going. I'm planning on. I need to wait, of course, before. I need to wait for vacation time to, of course, be approved. The two rail experiences I want to go to are the Royal Gorge route and the Pikes Peak Cog Railway. Basically, the Royal Gorge route follows a former alignment of the Denver and Rio Grande Western Railroad, which was a parts of it were 3-foot narrow gauge. Other parts were originally 3 foot, but later became standard gauge, 4 feet 8.5 inches, or 1,435 millimeters. For those of you on the metric system. And then those are the two main rail experiences I want to go to. Then one of the other non-rail experiences, but it's also kind of rail experience, is the Garden of the Gods, which isn't too far from the Cog Railway. There's a link to that. Then there are two restaurants. Originally it was just one, but I've recently found another. Let's see. Let's see here, just a sec. I'm getting links. So, first restaurant, one of my coworkers, he's big into airplanes. And when I found out about this place, I was like, oh, airplane coworker. You'll be interested in this. It's a place in Colorado Springs called the Airplane Restaurant. And he was like, oh, one of our mutual coworkers already told me about it. I was like, oh, well, I didn't know that you already knew. How could I know? So there's the Airplane Restaurant. And then this last shift at work, I was just rechecking the Visit Colorado Springs website. And I pulled up their restaurants to see what there was. There's the logo is cute. It is freaking cute. It is Colonel Mustard's Sandwich Emporium. It's actually not too far from both the Cog Railway and Garden of the Gods. So I'm thinking that for the day that I go onto the Cog, I was planning on the day for the going on the Cog, that would be Tuesday, because they recommend making sure you're acclimated to Colorado Springs altitude, which is about, I think it's like 7,000 feet. Don't know how much that is in meters. Before going up to 14,000 feet. Again, don't remember how much that is in meters. And so I was thinking that, learning about this restaurant, it's not too far from either location, is that it would be just a quick little detour to Colonel Mustard's Sandwich Emporium for lunch after riding the Cog. If I get the first or second Cog ride out of the Cog Railway of the day on Tuesday. This will be in mid-May. And then go to Colonel Mustard's and then go to Garden of the Gods. And I'd be going to the Royal Gorge route on Monday to help me make sure I'm acclimated for Tuesday. And then later on Monday, I'd be going to the Airplane Restaurant. Then for Wednesday, that would be the transit day to Denver, but I would not be going straight to Denver from Colorado Springs. Let's see. Let's see here. I would be going to a place. It's not far from Aspen. I would be doing. It wouldn't be. using the interstates. It would be using a combination of U.S. highways and Colorado state highways. So like I said, it's not too far from Aspen, but I would have to be using those state and federal and U.S. highways to get to there. It's called Woody Creek Distillers. They have a purple gin. You heard that right. Gin that is purple. Of course, purple being the color of royalty, specifically, imperial royalty. And so I would go, I'd be taking a little bit of a side quest to go visit them, but then I'd be able to beat feet a little bit farther north. I think it's like an hour or half an hour or something like that to I-70, and then I would beat feet east back to Denver. Then that would be Wednesday. And then I would hopefully go get to visit at least one of, if not maybe both, probably just one of the distilleries that I went to this past trip. I haven't fully worked out the timetable for that. It'll probably be the second one. Let's see. It'll be, yeah, it's probably going to be Law's Whiskey House if I do that. Let me get you a link here. Let me see. Excuse me. Let's see here. Shoppers. Yeah, well, I know that I'm not going to try everything on the first go. Try there, Lil. There is, of course, the link to Mary Select Gin, the Purple Gin. I saw that, and Tree Dad was the one who found out about him. I don't remember how he found out about him. Woody Creek Distillers, but when I just went and looked through and I saw in Mary Selection, I was like, ew! Of course, gin is usually a clear alcohol. And so, and there's going to be several distilleries or breweries I'm planning on visiting while I'm in Colorado Springs as well. But like I said, I've only gotten as far as the broad brushstrokes, for places I want to visit. I haven't yet to fill in some of the nitpicky stuff. So for Thursday, I have planned going to be going to Boulder, Colorado, because there are several breweries in Boulder, and it's not too far northwest of Denver. It'll be a little easy bit of a day trip out there. Like I said, I haven't fully plugged stuff in there yet for Boulder, but I do want to get back into Denver and hopefully get to go visit the Molly Brown house. Famous, of course, Molly Brown was famous aboard the Titanic. And so that's one of the things I want to do there on Thursday is, go to some of the places I haven't been to yet. And then for Friday, I want to go back to the Colorado School of Mines Earth Sciences Museum. Well, I'm glad I was able to give you that link. Let's see. Let me get you the link here to the get you just sorry getting a couple links here. So here is a link to the Colorado School of Mines Earth Sciences Museum. And then, of course, here is the link to the Colorado Railroad Museum. I'm debating on what I want to do for lunch. I've got a couple ideas floating around in my canopy for lunch before when I'm in transit from, because going to the School of Mines Earth Sciences Museum is in transit to the Colorado Railroad Museum, and I'd go take whatever walking tour at 1 p.m. that they have for that. First year 2024 that I went, the walking tour was kitchens on the railroad. Then last year was the galloping geese, which are essentially motorized cars on rails. And then I'd probably, for Friday, I'd probably plug in State 38 Distilling. Let me get the link for that. Gosh darn. Whole bunch of links to this episode. There we go. There's the link to that. State 38. And then on Saturday, that is the main, for me at least, that would be the main show. Is like last May, I went to Colorado Crossings at the CRRM to meet the famous train YouTuber Heiss. Of course, his real name is Mark Huber, but Heiss is his handle. So let me give you a linky to his YouTube channel. If you want stuff train related, there it is. There it is. And so at the Colorado Railroad Museum, they have a visiting locomotive, Denver and Rio Grande Western number 315. And originally for this year, I'd been planning to go out to some railroads out east in Pennsylvania. Going to be a road trip out there. It would take me several days to work my way east, visit the places I wanted to go see, 2 railroads plus Gettysburg, and then spend a couple days working my way back to Treelandia, visiting some stuff on my way back. But of course, when the CRRM announced that I forget the name of the organization that has 315. They had, they entered in partnership to have the 315 visit. So I was like, well, that's the 2026 plans to go out east has just gotten blown out of the water. So yeah, that was going to be a thing. So yeah, Saturday is going to be Colorado Crossings, tidy up a few things. Let's see, I don't want that. I want the copper. Thank you. And then Sunday will be transit back home to Treelandia. Like I said, for a lot of the start of the trip has been a little bit more planned out as compared to the latter part of the trip, but it's still, there's still a fair degree of give and take when it comes for me when it comes to doing all this stuff. Yeah. I hate when I do that. So this will be the wall. So let's see here. Let's go ahead and start to plug some stuff in here. Yeah. You see that's part of the thing is that I have the broad strokes of the plan in place, and the biggest thing is just saving up money. Saving up money is the biggest thing right now. aside from, planning. And like I said, I plan to the nth degree. I would rather have a large nth degree, and it just gives me, give myself some time. All right. Copper right there. We are going to have to end stream here pretty soon, even despite the earlier technical difficulties. On the way, bloody torch. All right, there is that. Yeah, as I've said, it's one of the things I always do is try to build in time to do stuff at an event. So if I, want to do, let's see, where's this thing I'm looking for? It's over here. Let's quickly go. I always try to build in some amount of space between events. That way I don't feel so hassled if for to do stuff. Give myself some time between events, as it were. All right, let's see here. Let's do this. Okay, so as said, not going to worry too much about trying to get too much stuff done between now and hopefully tomorrow. Having a stream. So what we'll do tomorrow, if we manage to have things happen the way I would hope they would happen, is we will install the walls up to here and the flooring, install chests, and then determine, because of course, like I said, I want to have a break in the middle to where, I can literally come through either all the way up there, wherever it is, probably somewhere, probably right around this general area here. And then, of course, all the way down at the end, be able to go in any of those 3 spots to, come in and be able to, build stuff up. Of course, the access is going to go only on that side because I don't want a ladder on this side. It's only going to be because, of course, having the ladder on wherever it is going to be on this side is we'll just be able to, come in and come up and, go transit to either side of the storage stuff here and all that. And be able to make all the stuff happen. And so once we get this all figured out, we'll probably finish building up the wall to where we've got this right here on and of course build up these accesses, and that way I can come down, come down here, sort of this Y shape, kind of like our Y pillar, clear that out, clear up to where we've got, like this right up here, clear it down to here, and then, do all that shenanigans, all the shenanigans. So, anywho, let's see, what time is it? It is, oh my goodness, it is definitely time for us to go ahead and head out on a raid. So, let me see here, who is live. Do appreciate everybody who has come out, even having to go through the technical difficulties of this episode. Oh boy. Who is live? Who is live? Who is? Ooh, hello. Hello. Me thinks. Ah, wunderbar. Wunderbar. We have a raid target. Somebody we haven't said hi to in quite some time, so we're going to go say hi to Richard. He is currently playing some mod in Minecraft. Let's see, what mod does he say? Copper Golem. I'm not sure. He's playing hardcore Minecraft, so that's he's playing Minecraft. So we're going to go say hi to him. So go ahead and make sure you select our raid call, which is the tree grove has arrived to bring you shade and water. Standard raid call. Please wait for me to post first. I want a nice strong raid behind me. Hope to get you guys hopefully tomorrow. Knock on wood. For some more Midwestern Minecraft, we'll be doing more work, as said, on the item sorter stuff. Saturday, very definitely, city building Saturdays in Pharaoh Cleopatra. It'll probably be our bookmarker episode for Pharaoh Cleopatra. We'll be heading back to City Skylines week after. Of course, it all depends on how things go for Saturday. And Sunday, not sure if we'll be doing Grand Strategy Sundays. If I can, I'll try to squeeze it in, but I'll probably be trying to get sleep. So, as is my usual stuff. So, but more than definitely on Sunday, we'll be having Titan Quest the Loot Grind over on the YouTubes. If you're watching here on Twitch at twitch.tv/ShowSayGeorge, please remember to leave a like, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon for notifications. It really does help. Make sure also that I got my stuff mixed up. It shows how tired I am. If you're Twitch, please hit that follow button. If you're watching on the YouTubes, please make sure to leave a like, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon for notifications. It really does help. Let's go ahead here, guys. Let's get this raid party started. I appreciate everybody who has come out, and I hope to catch y'all in the next episode. Ta-ta for now.